ALOLA! The greeting, not the region. It's really strange that the Alolans use their country's name as a greeting, isn't it? It's like if I were to open a conversation with Scotland! Anywho, Alolan forms are interesting. Rattata became French, Raichu learned how to surf, Sandshrew and Vulpix got cold, Diglett had a hair transplant, Grimer took some psychedelics, Geodude is perfect, Executor got the Raging Bolt treatment, and so on and so forth. But after taking on the Paldea region using only Hisuian forms, I've decided to run another experiment to see how our Alolan formed friends would fare against the might of the Paldea region. But just like last time, we're going to be making this a serious challenge. Not only are there just 7 Alolan forms that we have access to from beginning to end, but we aren't going to be allowed to choose who joins our team. I'm going to let a wheel of fate decide that. And to put the cherry on the cake, this is a hardcore Nuzlocke. So my friends, without further ado, let's not waste any time. This is the story of how I took on the Paldea region in its entirety in a hardcore Nuzlocke, using exclusively Alolan formed Pokemon. We start our adventure as we do any other, with no less than an hour and a half of inescapable, relentlessly tedious dialogue. Here, I'll summarize it for you. I stand up, scratch my head, go downstairs, meet a rodent who tells me to muncha. Muncha? I hardly know her. Ha ha ha, comedy. I speak to my mother and acquaint myself with a dapper gentleman who has not only got keys to my house, but hands my mother a present. Interesting. I go back upstairs at the request of mom and put on a hat that makes me look like I'm gonna go hunt a bear. Then I come down to see that the gift bag that he gave my mum is gone. Interesting that you feel the need to hide it from me. I follow the guy outside, he shows me his pets, I walk them to the only other house for miles, and there I'm forced to make the choice between a duck, a cat, and a dinosaur horse. Now, because of the nature of our adventure, this choice is entirely pointless. We meet a girl called Nemona who seems pretty sus off the rip. She's apparently a world-class trainer, but wants to take one of the Pokemon that I don't choose to then be at my level to act as a rival. Lady, I have known you for a sum total of 30 seconds. You're coming off a little strong. Regardless, I choose my favorite of the 3 in the grass cat Sprigatito, and then I'm told to meet her at the beach for a battle. I comply, beat her duck to a pulp, and now it's time. Hear me out. Sprigatito isn't from Alola, believe it or not, which means we're not allowed to use him in this run. But do you know who we are allowed to use? All of these Pokemon right here. I don't know how these Pokemon got here, but I'm gonna roll with it. I've got 6 individual, well, 7 if you include Raichu, but I don't want to use Raichu in the early game because I think that would be too busted. So for now, we have access to these 6. How did they get in my PC? Give me a sec, I'll think of some lore. Okay, I've got it. Fugitives wrongly accused of crimes I dare not repeat. These strangely formed Pokemon fled, tethering through time and space in search of asylum. These poor Pokemon have been hunted to the ends of the earth, and nobody in Alola cares to listen to their endless pleas. However, through sheer dumb luck, they found themselves hiding in the PC box of a young, excitable, adventurous, tall, handsome, buff, tall, handsome, humble trainer. And after hearing them out, a young Gentledude agrees to take them under his wing to become champions of Paldea, forcing the ignorant Alolans to hear them out. Goosebumps. Now, if it were up to me, I would take Alolan Geodude as my starter for obvious reasons. However, we don't choose favorites in this house. Fate will be the decider of who gets to join us on our adventure and when. Each gym leader, I'll spin the wheel again, bringing a new member onto the squad. Our partner Pokemon that will be starting our adventure with us is a Grimer. I mean, okay, I can't say it's my first choice, but I guess we roll with it. Let's do this. So my friends, this is Nami, the Grimer. She's gorgeous. Bro, I'm such a fan. Okay, right, let's do this. Come on, Nami! With a spring in our step, we can start our journey towards... Oh, no, wait. No, we can't. Sorry, false alarm. I forgot there's about 3 to 5 working days of dialogue left that I still need to contract carpal tunnel spamming the E button through. My bad. Nemona can't know my secret. We don't know who we can trust, so I'll comply for now. She teaches me how to catch a Pokemon. I hear a roar, fall off a cliff, meet a dinosaur who steals my lunch. I follow it into a cave. It saves me from a dog. I meet a guy. The guy tries to fight. I steal his bike, and hear me out. Usually, I skip this battle because I don't have my starter yet. However, in this case, I already do. So we're about to fight an insanely unbalanced Nemona who can also terrestrialize when we only have one single Pokemon to fight her with. Sick. She leads her level 8 Quaxley, but in prep, I grew Nami to level 12. Overkill, maybe, but Gyal can terrestrialize, and I'm not here for that. We're not losing to the very first real battle of the run. Turn 1, we get hit by a water gun, then Nami uses Bite, which poisons the Quaxley because of Nami's ability Poison Touch. Not that it matters because a Bite just floors the duck the next turn anyway. Next up, Nemona sends in her not quite a Pikachu and terrestrializes it. Now this is where I did a clever. I know that Nemona's Palmy only has one move, Thundershock, and I also know that Nami the Grimer is super duper slow. So Palmy hits first and we retaliate with a Disable, which means that Nemona has no more moves left on her Palmy. Bro, I'm so smart! Which also means they have to struggle, leaving Nami completely free to bite her way to victory. Big dub, no cap, ooh woo. Now in Mesagosa we head up a ludicrous amount of stairs, beat up some children, go to class and get called a ragamuffin by the teacher, leave the class immediately moderately, take on an obnoxious amount of favors to literal strangers, and finally, we can head on out. Guys, we actually made it out of the intro. I didn't think this day would ever come. Anyway, before taking on the first of 8 gym leaders, Katie, I go out of my way to grab the TM for Flamethrower and the charcoal from Delibird Presents. Because you see, Nami isn't just a pretty melting puddle of LSD. She actually has access to a lot of really awesome moves, Flamethrower being one of them. So with that out the way, I head over to Cortondo, roll an olive, and it's time to take on a gym. The fight commences, and Katie the bug lady leads Nimble. Off the rip, I click Flamethrower, which gets an unnecessary crit and one-shots the bug. Katie sends out another bug who gets incinerated in 2 hits. Then finally she brings out her not quite a bug. Like the cabbage that I am, this is when I remembered that Nami wasn't the pure poison type. So as Katie terastalized, so did I. Now the pure poison type, we take less from her attacks, and so Fury Cutter doesn't do too much. I retaliate with Acid Spray to harshly lower the Teddy's SPDF, and so after that, a Flamethrower cleanly cooks Teddy Ursa. We take the battle, we take the badge. Easy peasy cake. But like, actually, because we took a selfie and ate some cake. My friends, do you know what that means? 1 gym down, and I can spin the wheel to get another team member. Let's do this. Yes, it's that time again. Okay, Geodude. Please. Okay, you know what? The world doesn't want me to be happy, but that's fine. Vulpix is adorable, and we will absolutely take that. And so with our new teammate Nojiko on our side, we head off to punch an overfed crab. Now, in this fight, Nojiko won't be of much use, but she'll be cheering on Nami from the sidelines. I gave Nami the TM for Drain Punch, and when I was in Cortondo, I found a big root, so with that equipped, turn 1, I poison the crab. Then follow that up by using Drain Punch relentlessly to kill it. Phase 2 rolls in, and that Arvin guy comes to help out. This fight's just a slightly longer version of the last one. I poison the crab, then Nami, with his weird gooey and actively dripping hands, Drain Punches Cloth until he's nothing but an unidentifiable pile of flesh and shell. Good job, Nami. We follow Arvin into a cave where we find some performance-enhancing plants. We grind them into a sandwich, take a selfie, feed the dinosaur, and head on out. See, we need to keep a low profile, or the Alolans might catch wind of our conquests. I don't know how much we can truly trust these Paldeans. All the Alolans want is to go home. They had to abandon their families. That's right, now they've got families. I know, it's tragic. All they want is peace, but somehow found themselves tied to the wrong end of a conspiracy that goes all the way up to the top. Lore. Lots of lore. Tasty lore. Okay, I'm done. We can get back to the game, but just let the record show that I am loving this backstory. Nevertheless, we proceed with caution. We can't be too inconspicuous. However, in Artisan, a bunch of sunflowers grew legs and ran away in random directions, so hey, let's get a stranger with no immediate discernible shepherding experience to bring them back. That makes sense. Lucky for them, I'm a prodigy and I got them all back to their weird sunflower stable playground nursery. Okay, cool. Now that's through, we can take on the grass guy. Our Pokemon's typings are fantastic for this, so I don't foresee a problem. I also picked up a couple of TMs along the way and taught Nami Sludge Bomb as well as her already knowing Flamethrower. So I mean, yeah, nah, I'm not worried. This maniac jumps off a windmill and shakes it off like it wasn't a thing. Okay, now I'm a little bit worried. This guy's eye bags look like he hasn't slept in weeks. Why does he have a whip? Should I be worried? Nah, wait, I forgot his Pokemon are trash. Nami takes a Mega Drain and retaliates by one-shotting the Petala with a Sludge Bomb. We collect some Lefty's recovery, then do the exact same thing to his Olive. Finally, the Art Major sends out his ace. We take a moderately painful Rock Throw and Nami's Sludge Bomb does a crazy amount of damage. Then Sudowoodo crits his next attack, which spooked me a little bit. It's fine though. Our attack lands and we beat the sausage tree. We take the badge and walk away unscathed. I'll tell you what though, that was pretty scary. But now with Brassius, the dumbassiest, getting outclassiest, we can transpassius and get a new Pokemon. Spin the wheel. I'm addicted to the wheel. This heroine is my heroine. Wait, is that... Yes! Bro! We got the Geodude! Oh my god! It's my boy! Luffy, look at him! Oh, he's so perfect. He's got like 3 fingers, but one of them is like incredibly thick. What's that about? Before fighting Bombardier, I took a bit of a detour because in a field right outside of the outskirts of Cortondo, I can go ahead and pick up the Adamant Mint, which I want to give to our spirit animal Luffy, which take his offensive stats from this to this. So now, with a rock electric Pokemon by our side, we can take on Bombardier, and for once, I can say I'm confident as crap. Bombardier uses Pluck. Ha! Pathetic. 1 spark from Luffy takes Bombi to literally just below half. Then the next turn the Quick Claw procs, so Luffy goes first and finishes the job. Listen, Luffy is a lot of things, but fast isn't one of them. I don't know how you could expect him to be fast. He doesn't have legs. Anyway, the bird flies off, headbutts a rock, eats a plant, Arvin comes through and looks around like he's got no clue where he is. Then, before we know it, we're yeeted into phase 2. Turn 1, the bird uses Torment on Arvin's Pebble, then the Pebble retaliates with a rock throw. Then Luffy uses a spark which crits the Titan and brings it to like 1.5 HP. Not only that, but it paralyzes it. With that, the next turn, Arvin can clean up. That was the easiest Bombardier fight of my entire life. Following that, we run into the cave that the bird headbutted into existence, find some glowing plant, mush it into a sandwich, take a selfie, and feed our pets. And with the power of glowing cave sandwiches, our horse, dinosaur, donkey, bicycle learned how to swim. Sick. I caught wind of a collective of miscreants who go by the name of Team Star. And word on the street is that they're conspiring against us. They heard one side of the story and have set up operations here to send our poor Pokemon back to the corrupt streets of Alola. The government need patsies and chose our friends as the seemingly helpless targets. They barely made it out alive. Where's the humanity? This is like when someone farts and blames the dog times 100. But we're done running. With caution, we take haste and tiptoe our way towards a base of operations. After doing our due diligence, I found out that this base is that of some guy called Kevin. Codename Giacomo. With our game face on, we confront him. DJ Como brings out a Ponyard and I opt for Luffy, who I taught Brick Break. We terrestrialize to take less damage from the oncoming Metal Claw and retaliate by wiping the Ponyard from the face of the earth. Then Kevin sends out the literal car that he's standing on and Luffy gets intimidated. Turn 1 we take a Snarl that does a copious amount of damage and retaliate with a Brick Break that does barely anything. It's not looking too hot. Now, I need to switch to Nami and so I do. Then Nami takes a teensy bit of damage from a not very effective Snarl and since we have the lefties equipped she recovers nicely. I opted then to start clicking Acid Spray which sure doesn't do much at all but it harshly lowers an opponent's special defense. So I keep going for it knowing how good Nami is at taking hits. But since the Starmobile just keeps metal sounding, I eventually opt to just switch over to Nojiko. On the switch, Nojiko takes a Snarl and then a Wicked Talk brings her down to 2 HP. But she hangs on and then hits a crazy hard Draining Kiss which recovers all the way back up to full. Then another Wicked Talk does just another obnoxious amount of damage. But without a crit, neither attack was enough to take Nojiko down. One more Draining Kiss seals the deal and we take down the Franken Rover under Kevin's very feet. We just covertly took down his entire squad and him in a 1-man 3-baby Pokemon operation. He wouldn't dare report that back to his overheads. He'd be fired there and then. Listen, I know our journey's still early, but I feel good about this. I've got the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban from the zoo. Get it? Before moving on, Nojiko and I had a chat and she asked me to fly towards Glaciado Mountain. I couldn't for the life of me figure out why, but after getting there, it made more sense. She knew that it was time. The Kevin fight was too close for comfort, and if we were going to get through this, we would need a major upgrade. So I found and picked up an Ice Stone and pressed it against Nojiko. Okay, Nojiko. Oh, you're so adorable. I'm sorry. Yo! You are beautiful. You kidding me? Look at all the sneezers just like, whoa, she's hot. Okay, well, she's insane now. Oh my god, she's insane. Extra sensory. Nasty plot. Ice beam. Nojiko, you're insane. What happened next was a huge wrench in our plans. Because before I could say or do anything, I was being broadcast to all of Paldea. This shark tooth magnanimity wearing hazmat suit Rapunzel ass e-girl put me on her stream without my consent. I was trying to keep a low profile. And listen, this changes absolutely everything. This puts a target on our heads. Regardless, we have to take her down. This isn't how I'd like for it to go down, but listen, it's not my choice. She must pay for what she's done. Yeldem leads her watch roll, and for obvious reasons, I lead Nojiko, who's grown an extra few tails. Turn 1 we outspeed and use Snowscape, mostly for the defense boost, but also because of Nojiko's ability, Snowcloak. Off the bat, it pays off and watch roll misses its attack. The next turn we use Nasty Plot, then get hit by a soft spark that does pipsqueak damage. Then we Nasty Plot again, and the bird misses its move. One more Nasty Plot means we're ready to attack, but watch roll lands a spark, which lands the para. This makes things a little bit more awkward. But with Draining Kiss and +6 special attack, I think we're okay. One attack and the bird falls. Iona brings out our Frog Speaker who survives a Draining Kiss. And Electromorphosis means we take crazy damage from the oncoming spark. Listen, the reason I opted for that over Ice Beam is that I fully thought we'd get outsped because of para and I wanted to stay at a high HP. Don't judge me. Luxio comes in, intimidates our broad and then outspeeds to land a pretty rough spark. It's okay, we're about to... Oh, okay, never mind. It's fine, the next turn we don't get crit and we can get our HP back as long as we... Come on, really? Twice in a row? Okay, right, now we've got a problem. Backed against the wall, I switch over to Nami who takes a remarkably soft bite and I decide that I have to take a risk here. Nami has leftovers, you see, so I click minimize in hopes for some decent RNG. We get hit by a pretty painful spark, but we get the minimizes off without getting paralyzed. Finally, Nami's free to use Sludge Bomb, which poisons. Another spark misses and a final sludge bomb floors the cat. Iono, in a last-ditch effort to keep her integrity on stream, sends out a Miss Magus. But Nami isn't scared. They miss a Confuse Ray, and a sludge bomb does a pretty mid amount of damage. So then I opt to use Acid Spray. They miss another move, so our attack's completely free, and Nami's almost up at full HP. Finally, Iono's ace actually lands a Confuse Ray, but Nami's Acid Spray breaks through and we land. And then, after Nami dodges a charge beam, she lets off a devastating sludge bomb that sends the Miss Magus straight back to whence she came. Now, maybe Iono will think twice before doxing a stranger for personal gain. But with Iono's gym behind us and targets on our backs from all angles, Luffy looked up at me and I knew what he was thinking. And listen, he'll always be a Geodude in my heart. But, oh my god, it's happening. I'm so sad. I can't do it. No, I have to. Goodbye, my friend. Yes, but no. But yes, Geodude. I'm so sorry. Oh, what have they done to you? I mean, he's for sure stronger now, but oh no. So hear me out. It's time to spin the wheel. I'm sorry that Luffy couldn't stay a Geodude forever, but look, the next team member will make up for it. Diglett, that's perfect. And, listen, since the level cap changed, something else can be thrown in the mix. Wait, Diglett evolves at level 26. That's so incredibly ideal, because we're about to fight Mela, and the level cap's 26. No, I didn't get to use it. Sausage, I'm sorry. No. Look at the texture of his hair! No, that's ridiculous. Why has one of them got a bowl cut? With a freshly evolved, Alolan Graveler 07 in the chat, and our new team member Sanji with his blonde locks of steel flowing in the wind, we're ready to go take on Mela. She's definitely heard of us by now. We can try lay low as much as we want, but word travels fast, and she'll know that after Kevin, she'd be next. Well, the time's come, lady. Let's do this. Mela leads a fire turtle and I lead Nojiko. Against the fire one? But why? Because, young pessimist, I taught Nojiko Rain Dance to counteract Torkoal's drought. The oncoming flame wheel still hurts, just nowhere near as much as it would have. With the rain in play, Nojiko has done her job, and it's Luffy's turn to do things. On the switch in, he takes a flame wheel that does 3 points of damage, and the next turn we retaliate with an EQ which does just over half. Another takes out the turtle, and now it's just the car left. The River uses Screech, leaving Luffy to use an Earthquake that does solid damage. Then we take an Overheat, and another EQ does a lot. This car can barely touch our Star Child. A few more Earthquakes chip away at it, as it frantically tries to attack, but it's of no use. Finally, Luffy lands his final blow, and Mela is history. That's 2 of 5. These punks are gonna rue the day that they came after us. After beating Mela, we hastily sprinted towards East Province area whatever to the home of a particularly goofy metal poop noodle. I'm not gonna hang up on this too much, but listen, Luffy used Brick Break like a lot, and then the Titan fell without any problems. We hastily follow our comrade Irvin into a cave, find some Herba Mista shrooms, and grind them up into a paste. Instead of eating our food, again we go hungry because our stupid bicycle needs to relearn to jump or climb or something, and so with that, we can call it here and go off on our merry way. We traverse our way over to Gym 4, but the gym leader sprints out before I get a chance to say hello. His minion then tells me that he was in such a rush he forgot his wallet. Now, I don't know about you, but when someone I work with forgets their wallet, my first instinct is not to hand it to a school child that I've never met. Regardless of that fact, I'm a good Samaritan, and so I traverse through a desert in the blazing heat to deliver this silly man's wallet to him. I fight off his apprentice, and then this dude has the audacity to ask me to bid in his place. Sir, I am a child. Just let me fight you. Regardless, I do his dirty work, and in doing so, I'm granted access to finally fight him. Listen, Kofu's decent at fighting, I'll say it. I won't beat around it or try to downplay it. He leads with his fishing, so I want to play it by sending out Sanji to charm it and make it so it can't do much when it hits us with pluck. Our tangling hair makes the fishy get stuck and slows it so much it hits like a truck with an aqua cut. I need to construct a different way to take out the Veluza so our mons don't die and we're not deemed a loser. I switch out to Nojiko. I had to choose her. See, I have a plan to... Oh, come on, really? A crit? Well, that just ruins the whole thing then, doesn't it? This is bad. This is really bad. Our Geodude has released us into the wild and is now hunting us for sport. So hear me out. I know I had to switch out, and since Luffy's part rock, I opted for Nami. We take an Aqua Cutter on the switch that doesn't do too much at all, so I decide that our best bet is to minimize. I managed to get all 3 off, taking a decent amount of damage in the process, but when Veluza starts missing, we start getting HP back from lefties. A Drain Punch, which does like nothing just to get some extra HP back. Then Vuvuzela lands an Aqua Cutter before Nami gets a crit Sludge Bomb. Then the next turn we dodge and land a Sludge Bomb that poisons, so the Veluza falls at the end of the turn. Wug Trio comes in next and instantly misses a headbutt. Nami uses Drain Punch, which activates Poison Touch, so now Wug's poisoned. I click Drain Punch again just in case Wuggy was to land an attack before Nami could hit it. Then at the end of the turn, a poison floors the whatever this thing is supposed to be. Tofu brings out his ace, Crabominable terastalizes, and I follow suit and terastalize myself. The crab misses its Crab Hammer and Nami's Sludge Bomb does decent damage. The next turn we dodge again and an Acid Spray takes it down to half. The next turn the crab Ah! Nami almost died. But she didn't die, and so she was able to take out the crab once and for all. Crab down, eyebrows down, badge 4 down. That was so close. I did not enjoy that. But do you know what I do enjoy? Spinning the wheel. Okay, Gym 4 is done. Who are we gonna get? Ah! Raichu! That's really good. Surfing Raichu, yes please. Kobe's beautiful, are you kidding me? He's fantastic. He's amazing. He's incredible. He's synonyms. So listen, Alolan Graveler evolves in the same way as regular Graveler in that I need to trade it. So I had to ask my friends for a favor. But see, friends are like trampolines. I've always wanted a trampoline. Callum, can I ask you a favor, please?
Piss off.
Oh, okay. Copa, thank God.
Huh? Who are you?
Could you... What? Oh, man. Yo, PM7, can I ask you a huge favor, please, as a friend?
Stop calling. This is the 3rd time. Who are you? Who gave you this number?
Okay. But eventually, after scouring the earth, I found someone who was actually willing to help. Oh, he's not gonna answer, is he? Oh, he did! Hi, Cammy! I need to ask you a favor, please.
If it's strawberry jam and pancakes, I'm totally down for it.
You live on the other side of the planet, dude. I have an Alolan Graveler. You're my only friend, and I need to trade you the Graveler so that you can trade it back so that it can evolve and I don't lose my Nuzlocke.
I don't believe for an actual second that I'm your only friend.
You're my only friend in the whole world. Oh, it's evolving! No, you did! Oh, yes! Okay, so now with our incredible team of incredible Pokemon, we can press on to harass another Team Starbase. This one is the worst. Luckily, though, you can almost completely negate this fight 10 times out of 10 if you have one thing. And that thing is a Steel type, which I have. I lead Sanji, who completely nullifies Atticus's first Mon Skuntank, because see, it only knows 3 moves. Toxic, which doesn't affect Sanji, Venoshock, which doesn't affect Sanji, and Sucker Punch, which only lands if we attack first. Sucker Punch only has 5 PP, so using Agility and Swords Dance, we can completely stall it out. And in turn, setting up Sanji to outspeed and one-shot the Skuntank, then the River and then the Muck. And finally, one Bulldoze deals about 90% to the car, and so one more seals the deal. Atticus gets Smaticused. And so with a big smile on my face from not having to struggle against the Shakespearean mole rat, the world decides to bless me with a double rainbow. There's a full-on shiny Sudowoodo on my screen. That's nuts. Where did you come from, Mr. Sausage? Okay, I'm gonna catch you now. With the new shiny Rock Sausage safely locked in the crusty, untouched depths of my PC, I can head towards the Medali Gym, where resides a certain businessman we've all come to adore. If you're a Larry enjoyer, look away now, because I absolutely beat the ever-living crap out of him. He got pummeled, belabored, battered, clobbered. Synonyms! And so with the 5th badge secured, it's time to add another Pokemon to our roster. I love this part. Show me Meowth, please! Okay, whatever. Sandshrew, yay! We love a Sandshrew. I'll take a Sandshrew. I mean, it's okay, whatever. So hear me out. With our new Pooker Bob and the level cap skyrocketing to 42, we're able to make a couple of super interesting team changes. Interesting. That's how she evolves. Okay, Kaya. Yo! I love it! What? Your eyes are so sick. Yo! Oh, wait. She's evolving on the thing. Yummy! How's this happening? Look at her! She is terrifying. Are they teeth? You need to see a dentist. Oh my lord. Promptly moving on, I beat up a few hippies, and then this guy smiled at me in a way that will forever be etched in my mind. That is the smile of a man who's just freshly murdered someone. Regardless, round is up, and I lead Nami and Kaya. Firstly, I terrestrialize Kaya. Bayonet tries to Sucker Punch, but it fails, and Mimikyu lands a weak-ass slash. And on our end, Kaya gets off a Swords Dance, and Nami uses Minimize. Now, because we terrestrialize, the crowd goes wild, and both Nami and Kaya get an Omni boost. So the following turn, Kaya takes a Sucker Punch before absolutely decimating the Bayonet with Iron Head. Mimikyu targets Nami with another slash, but misses, and Nami uses Minimize yet again. Now the Houndstone comes out, and because we got the first knockout, the crowd goes wild again. So we get another boost. The next turn, an Iron Head OHKOs the Demon Dog, and a slash from Mimi lands through all the Minimizes and manages to crit. However, then Nami retaliates by using Crunch, which not only breaks Mimi's disguise, but it lands the poison from our ability, Poison Touch. Toxtricity comes out, and per usual, terrestrializes. But see, both of our Pokemon are buffed beyond all comprehension at this point, so we take an incredibly weak Shadow Sneak before one-shotting the Punk Lizard and then knocking out the Mimikyu. That was insanely easy. Rhyme might have bars, but she's all bark, no bite. All icing, no cake. All sizzle, no steak. All fart, no poop. Okay, come on, Meowth. Who's it gonna be? Come on! Yo, that's crazy. No way. That's the one I wanted. Let's go! With zero hesitation, I sprint forth to take on the Quaking Earth Titan. Now, I knew this would be easy, but I didn't know it would be this easy. I lead Kobe, use one Terra Psychic, and, yes. Then I chased after it, beat it up again, head into a cave, find some plants, take a selfie, feed our bicycle, and head on out. The makeup lady's up, and she leads for Farigiraf. I lead Nojiko essentially just to marshmallow this thing with charms before switching over to Kobe to set up. So I click Nasty Plot a few times, then with one hit I floor the giraffe, followed by the emu, and then the waifu. And then finally Tulip brings out her ace. The Demon Flower Florges. This thing hits hard. Now, I got complacent, I got cocky, I got careless, I got synonyms. Once Tulip terrestrialized, I just assumed that Kobe would outspeed in one shot. And sure, we did outspeed, but, Kobe, no! Oh my god, that was so avoidable. I can't believe I let him fall! And to the psychic gym, no less! I'm a disgrace. Okay, I bring in Sanji, terrestrialize for maximum damage output, and Ironhead the floor just to oblivion. I don't know what to say. I cannot believe that I just lost my Alolan Raichu to something so careless. Regardless, we walk away with the 7th badge in hand. Kobe, no! I'm so sorry! Oh man, I didn't want to have to say goodbye to you. Don't tell the others, but you were my favorite. Not that you can't, because you're dead. Oh wait, I forgot! Wait, we've got another Pokemon that we've not used or named, or I completely forgot that this thing existed, if I'm being honest. Sorry about that. Yo! Goodbye, Miff. I've not even named this thing yet. Yo, you got a weird head. So, moving on from my irrecoverable blunder, I went to the snow place, picked up a Modest Mint, used my dinosaur as a snowboard, and then pressed forth to fight Grusha. This guy's eyes are stunning. It's like staring into the soul of an angel. Anyway, he leads his Frostmoth and I lead Luffy. Turn 1, the Moth goes for Tailwind, and I use Rock Blast, which literally one-shots the bug. Beartic comes in, outspeeds, and uses Earthquake, which is quad effective. Oh no! Except I knew that, and because Luffy has Sturdy, we're able to get off of Stealth Rocks and waste a turn of Tailwind. Yeah, I'm a genius. It's no big deal. I opt to switch over to Persian, which for some reason I still haven't nicknamed, and then on the switch we take a crazy amount of damage from an EQ. Then I fake out wasting the last Tailwind turn and switch over to Nojiko. Now I use Snowscape, take a hit, use Charm, take another hit, then switch over to Kaya. We take a super effective EQ on the switch, but it doesn't really do anything, then back and forth between EQ and Iron Defense until I'm comfortable enough in Kaya surviving. You know, provided we don't get crit. Anyway, I managed to set up Swords Dance before finally terrestrializing to the pure Steel type. Finally hitting the offense with Ironhead. The bear falls. Next in is the Titan, who also dies to one hit. Altaria, Grusha's ace, hits the field. The Stealth Rocks do some really nice chip, and I opt to stay in. Altaria outspeeds, but we survive the oncoming hurricane, and so an Ironhead cleanly floors the Dragon Cloud. Grusha, more like... I don't know, let's kiss. I mean, what? Ortega was prepared with word of our tactics from the other team star members, but that did not stop Kaya from brutally murdering every Pokemon he threw at us. If I'm being honest, it was a massacre, Starmobile and all. Get out my face. I beat up a fake dragon, then beat up its lunch, went into a cave, stole some things, ate some things, and ran away. Finally, it was time to take on the last base of operations of those fools who think they can stop us. The bounty gets bigger, and yet nobody can stand up to it. Against Eri, I lead Nami. I wanted to use Mud Slap as much as possible to hopefully get some decent RNG and avoid some hits deeper in the fight. I landed 2 before I opted to switch to Luffy, who took 2 hard brick breaks before getting another Mud Slap off. I opted then to go over to Sanji, who dodged the oncoming Sucker Punch. Then Sanji landed a Sun Attack, putting the frog at -4 accuracy, but this stupid thing landed anyway, and it one-shot Sanji with a brick break. Excuse me, what? Listen, I go back to Nami, who gets off another Mud Slap, then we land one final one, putting this thing to -6 accuracy. Then I switch over to Nojiko, set up with Snowscape and Nasty Plot before absolutely decimating every single Pokemon that Eri had. Starmobile included, even though it isn't a Pokemon. Is it like an Ultra Beast or something? A Digimon? Whatever it is, I don't like it. No! Sanji! I'm so sorry. I can't believe it. It shouldn't have landed though. It should not have landed those attacks. I was lowering its accuracy constantly and it kept landing every single brick break. Nah, man. So with Sanji and Kobe gone, we lose access to 2 of the best Pokemon in this run. I honestly don't know how we take this home without them. The others aren't bad by any stretch. There's just a lot of fighting left to do and not enough Pokemon to do it. I'll get you guys home. I promise. We can do this. I have faith. On that note, my friends, we've hit the end game. Rika, you're up. I lead Luffy and off the rip get taken down to 1 HP by an Earth Power, but that was all within the parameters of the plan. I opt for a Stealth Rock before switching over to Alvida. That's what we named the Persian, by the way. And we use Snarl a bunch to lower the special attack of the Whiskerfish. After a couple of turns, I switch over to Kaya. Now, I know we're switching into an Earth Power, but Kaya's purpose here isn't actually to attack. It's just to set up a Snowscape. So I switch over to Nojiko and start using Nasty Plot. We take a few hits in the process, and Snowcloak just isn't doing a thing here. Anyway, once the snow ends, I set up another Snowscape and Ice Beam through the Whiskash, then Terrestrialize and Ice Beam through the Camel. Then, because of the Stealth Rocks that we set up earlier, Domfan Sturdy doesn't work, and Ice Beam one-shots that as well. The Dug Trio outspeeds but just uses Sandstorm, then dies to an Ice Beam. Then, finally, Rika's ace Poopsire comes in and falls as well. Good job, friends. Let's move on. It's time to beat the ever-living crap out of a toddler. Poppy! I lead Kaya and she leads her Copper Elephant. We outspeed, but a low kick wasn't enough for the one-shot. However, it's okay because one more low kick graves it. So Poppy brings in Corviknight and I opt to use Snowscape, which could have been an honest-to-God huge mistake. However, Kaya survives and I was able to switch over. However, I realized that Nojiko was not the correct answer here, so I opted for Nami. That Snowscape was useless. Nami uses Minimizes and then Acid Armor to raise her Fizz Def before finally opting to Terra Poison. I held back until now because I was fairly certain that I'd have to switch, but now with the setup, it's worth to help negate the bird. Anyway, I eventually decided to start attacking, but a Drain Punch does literally nothing, so instead I opted for Flamethrower. 2 of those and the taxi died. Bronze Zone comes in and a crit Flamethrower does a solid amount of damage, enough so that another does the job. All the while we've been avoiding hits and regaining HP from lefties. Magnezone comes in and light screens, but a Flamethrower and a couple of Drain Punches do what they need to do. Finally, Poppy brings in her ace, Tinkaton, and Terastalizes. Nami avoids the oncoming Gigaton Hammer and does solid damage with Drain Punch. Then we avoid again and Drain Punch does a lot. Finally, they land an attack, but Nami tanks it and defeats the Hammer Child with no qualms. Qualms? Qualms? I don't know. Regardless, next up is Larry. Now, Larith uses flying types, so Nojiko goes on a bit of a relentless tear, Ice Beam after Ice Beam, flooring every Pokemon that Larry brings in, including his ace, without even Terastalizing. Good job, Nami. Finally, Hassel, en garde. He leads his Noivern and I lead Nojiko for obvious reasons. She's got a good typing for this fight. Turn 1, I Terastalize off the rip, and even though we get outsped and hit with a Super Fang, one Ice Beam does the trick. Haxorus comes in and an Ice Beam kills. Nojiko is on a tear. Dragalge is next to come in and evidently next to fall. Flapple's quad weak to the ice move, so, I mean, you know. Finally, he brings in his ace, and I can't lie, I'm pretty worried about Nojiko here. After umming and ahhing, I opt to stay in. Hassel Terastalizes and, what? They survived! No! Nojiko! What the how am I supposed? No! I honest to God cannot even fathom my stupidity, my recklessness, my foolhardiness, my synonyms. Alvida comes in and finishes the job with a fake out and a Dark Pulse, but my heart's in pieces. I'm seriously letting our poor little vigilantes down. I don't even know if we make it out of this. This doesn't even end at Gita. We need to get them home. I don't know if I have faith in myself to bring this back. But a good soldier once said, freedom is never free. And in this case, it's been the most expensive I could ever have imagined. Sure, we made it to the champion, but at the cost of Nojiko, Sanji, Kobe, and it's not even over. Nojiko, no! I cannot win the rest of the video without Nojiko. Okay, no more stalling. Gita, let's do this. Whatever happens here is out of my hands. We do our best and leave nothing on the table. And so, Miss Gita leads her Emu, and I lead Alvida the Persian. Turn 1, we use Fake Out for obvious reasons, then a Dark Pulse outspeeds and just misses out on the kill. I have an Assault Vest on Alvida, so the oncoming super effective Dazzling Gleam doesn't do as much as I'd feared. And so another D-Pulse can take this thing out. Go-Go comes in next, and I opt to switch over to Nami, who tanks the oncoming Play Rough and regains a little health from the leftovers. We take another hit and minimize, and it was worth it! The next turn we dodge an attack and get a second minimize off. The Goat bulks up, but with Nami getting off another minimize, she now sits at +6 evasiveness. And all this while, she's been slowly but surely regaining her health from the leftovers. The Goat continues to bulk up, and I start clicking Acid Armor, and Nami continues getting health back. After a few turns of the exact same thing, we actually do take a hit, but it's fine. We tank it. Eventually, after setting up Nami, we use Drain Punch that does about 4 hit points of damage. See, I forgot this thing set up with bulk ups, so, don't judge me. Nami avoided all of the oncoming attacks, and so 2 Sludge Bombs did exactly what they needed to do. Avalog comes in next, and again, a Drain Punch does just nothing. So I resort back to clicking Sludge Bomb, which now seems to be doing a lot more. We dodge all the attacks coming from this coffee table, so Nami's thriving and surviving. King Gambit comes in next, but I'm not too worried. A couple of quad effective Drain Punches do the job. The champ brings in Vuvuzela, who actually lands an attack that does, well, that. A few Sludge Bombs later, Veluza goes down. Finally, Gita brings in her ace, Glamora. It Terastalizes, misses an Earth Power, tanks a Drain Punch, sets up Toxic Spikes because of its ability, tanks another Drain Punch, sets up more spikes, misses another attack, lives on 1, lands an Earth Power, and dies to 1 more attack. The Alien Flower Rock falls, and Gita is defeated. You get it? Because it rhymes. With a heavy heart, I beat everyone on the run up to the end of the road. This is where we part with our ALOLAN friends one way or another. Either they return home heroes or we fall together. We scaled to the depths of Area 0 and in a blink we were being faced with the scariest fight of the entire journey. But whatever happens, we can't let Sada find the One Piece! I mean, what? I have no idea what, Sada leads her bug and I lead Nami, one of the 4 Pokemon that I've got left. The only plan I can see relies on decent RNG, and so I opt to use Mudslap. Oh no! Nami, no! Wait, how do I win this then? No! That's so bad. I think Nami just dies. Unless we get really good RNG with the Mudslap misses. Oh no! Okay, Nami, I'm sorry. Oh my god! Yes! Okay, how many is that? Like 3, 4? That's like 4, right? 3? I don't know. 3. Oh no. Okay. No! Why? Nami, no! Oh, Oh, I didn't want it to end like this. I'm so sorry, Nami. I'm so sorry. Nami! Oh my god, no way. Please just miss this one. Please miss this one. Oh my god, Nami! You're so good! She fights till the end. There actually is a universe in which this works out. Okay, Nami, I need you to pull through for me. Just land a toxic spice. Oh my god! Nami! You're so good! Okay, do you know what? I'm switching. I'm risking it. Alvida, please don't get hit. Please, 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 please miss. Please miss. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Whew. Alvida, outspeed, please. Nice. Full power. Yes! I called it! No, there's no way this is happening. This RNG is so good. Charm. We outspeed, we know that. Oh, let's go. This is crazy. Ah, Alvida, no! Oh, it was a crit. No! That's so bad. How is this happening? Listen, it's okay because we got a charm off. That's good. That charm helps. I'm gonna snowscape and we do outspeed for sure. Snowscape raises our evasiveness because we have snow cloak. Our evasiveness is up. How? How are you gonna land first try? I need to Terra. I need to Terra Iron Defense. How did it land first try? So we set up with Kaya, avoiding most hits. Keyword here is most, because we did take one low sweep. But eventually, after a whole lot of iron defensing, swords dancing, and snowscaping, we're as set up as we can honestly hope to be in this position. Our backs are against the wall. How many more moves? Oh, there's only one more. Okay, right. Okay, I am gonna take a calculated risk here. Please miss. Please, please miss. Yes! Okay, we just need to dodge one more. Okay, okay, Kaya. Okay, you came to play. So with one ice spinner, the prehistoric bug goes down. Then Sada brings in a mushroom. And you see, my friends, this is where I realized that we were doomed. Because Sada's Brute Bonnet is by absolutely no means her fastest Pokemon. But as I go to attack it, the speed drop from the low sweep earlier means that we don't even outspeed this thing. It lands a crazy hard earth power, and so even though it dies straight after, Kaya is left on virtually no HP. One more attack and it's over. Sandy Shock comes in and outspeeds and earth powers and kills our Kaya. I have Luffy and half of a Nami, and from here I send in Luffy to try and get a mud slap off. We take a ludicrous hit, taking us all the way to Sturdy and get the attack off, but the next turn we get outsped and fall anyway. Nami, our starter, is all that's left. And after watching her crew fall, I'm afraid there's just nothing she can do. We protect Stall for leftovers recovery in hopes that we can survive, well, anything. We take the earth power, putting Nami to just 5 HP. Then a crit sludge bomb puts the magnet to our killing range, but Screamtail comes in and this thing is fast. The bottom line is that I failed. I failed to keep our heroes alive. I failed to conquer the region. I failed to get them home. The Alolans relied on me and I let them down. I'm sorry. Listen, thanks for being part of the journey. If you enjoyed it, click one of these ones. I promise you'll enjoy that as well. Okay, well, I'm gonna go sit in the shower until my skin wrinkles up and I look like a human raisin. Catch you on the flip side.